Welcome to the Moʻolelo Channel. Let's get right into it. Number 6. Hawaiian women in the kingdom could not vote, so the constitution and the country was sexist. While it's technically true women couldn't vote, this needs to be put into context. Lunalilo was thinking of universal suffrage by the early 1870s, but did not live long enough to achieve it. Had he lived longer, Hawaii may have been the first country to grant women the right to vote. Because the first official country to do so was New Zealand in 1893. In fact, women in the Hawaii legislature, the House of Nobles, could vote as early as 1840. Number 7. Missionaries overthrew Hawaii. Anyone who knows their Hawaiian history well at all knows this isn't true, not technically. None of the leaders of the overthrow were themselves missionaries. They were the sons and grandsons of missionaries, now often called the mission boys, the boys of the missionaries, and colloquially, missionaries. But none of them were actually missionaries because that wasn't the thing to do in their generation. They all became businessmen in sugar and related industries. A related misconception is that missionaries helped abolish the kapu system. Since they were climbing aboard a ship in Boston Harbor when that happened, it's impossible for them to have done so. Number 8. This is pretty well known to be false by now, but it's worth remembering that in the 1980s, Haunani K. Trask had to defend the idea that the Hawaiian resistance occurred and could only refer to the lyrics of Kaulananapua in support of the idea. Now with the Ku'e petitions, we see that not only did Hawaiians resist, they resisted non-violently and violently with the Wilcox Rebellion. In other words, Hawaiians did everything possible to prevent annexation. Number 9. Hawaiians lost their land in the Mahele. My own research, as well as that of others like Donovan Preza, Robert Stauffer, and Keanu Sai, shows that Hawaiians co-created the Western modeled land tenure system along with advisors, and that many Hawaiians learned the system and had land. Stauffer shows they lost land mainly due to foreclosure after 1874 due to the non-judicial foreclosure law, which eliminated judicial oversight. Preza shows that the Mahele was a necessary but not sufficient condition for land dispossession. My own research suggests that the land tenure system embedded Hawaiian rights in land rather than alienating Hawaiians from it. Number 10. A great majority of Hawaii residents supported statehood in 1959. In 1959, 94% of Hawaiians reaffirmed that commitment to become Americans by voting to become a state. Williams shows that while it may be true that the vast majority of Hawaii residents who voted supported statehood in 1959, only 132,000 people actually voted for statehood, about 1/5 the population at the time. This is a far cry from 94%. Dean Saranilio also tracked anti-statehood sentiment in his dissertation, Seeing Conquest, noting that Kamokila Campbell had opposed statehood and in fact became a kind of mouthpiece for those who opposed it, but feared for the loss of their jobs or other repercussions. Campbell, who was part of the Kawananakoa family and became famous for saying, "I am Hawaii," opposed forfeiting the rights of natives of these islands for a mere thimbleful of votes in Congress. Mahalo for listening. Remember to subscribe. Aloha.